This meeting is
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Beyond the Backboard Podcast, another special episode of 2-Minute Drill. My name is Omar. Next to me is Earl and Max. Today, we're going to talk about the tear of the Philadelphia 76ers right now. They're not one of the best teams, but they're also in one of the best positions. But to pass it on, let's go, Max. What we got first? 2 minutes start now.
I do agree that Philly, roster-wise, is in a lot better of a spot than a lot of the teams that are surrounding them. However, we're still talking about them being outside the play-in, not the playoffs, the play-in, despite this 4-game streak, which I think tells you everything you need to know about that team right now. I'll give a couple quick shout-outs here. Shout-out Tyrese Maxey. I know we're going to talk about him a lot, but he's been playing some great ball this season, I hope. We're recording this Thursday afternoon. All-Star reserves are being announced tonight. I believe Tyrese Maxey should be on that list. I hope he makes it. Shout-out Yabusele, Yabu's been
big Yabu.
Yabu has been playing some great basketball, and it's
bro.
like one of the few bright spots on that Philadelphia 76ers team. And that's and shout out Jared McCain before he got hurt. But other than that, it feels like everyone on Philadelphia has either like not played enough games to meet expectations or has just been playing terribly, aka Paul George most nights. So is Philly, this is a really weird spot for Philly, though, because they could just kind of give up on this year, try and get a good pick. I think they own their pick for this year, but they could try, tank, get a good pick, come back next year. But, like, at this point, how many years of Embiid? We're not even talking about how many more years of prime Joel Embiid do we have. I think prime Joel Embiid, unfortunately, is probably over. I don't think he's ever going to reach the heights that he hit his MVP season and the first half of last year before he started getting injured. Yeah. How many more years of Embiid on the Sixers do we even have? Because if he is not playing at an MVP level, which I don't know if he's capable of at this point, now all of a sudden you're looking at a team that is probably not in the same tier as a Celtics, a Cavs, a Knicks, or even like a Bucks or Magic. So while I do agree that their roster is better than their record reflects right now, I think they better hope that Joel can come back healthy and is willing to buy into sticking around for this team for the next couple of years, and that Paul George doesn't regress even more than he has. Because right now that is looking like that could be one of the worst contracts in basketball going forward.
All right, with 8 seconds to spare. Earl, I'll pass it on to you, bro.
I'll give you my 8 seconds.
2 minutes.
Man, my wonderful, beautiful, amazing basketball player. Future facing, no, I'm just playing, not future facing NBA. But shout out to Tyrese Maxey, man. Like the way he plays basketball, I know it's some recency bias because he did just put belt to my team. At times he looks absolutely unguardable. He can shoot the mid range, he can shoot the three, he can get to the paint, and he's not like a guy who's gonna go dunk on you. But somehow he's able to finish almost every single 2K reference, contact, layup, animation. Shout out to Omar for that one. But yeah, I think the Sixers are in a perfect situation. As far as like what their team is now, Max put it perfectly. They have a good roster. The problem with that roster right now is health. I think they have the assets to move. I think you trade Embiid. I think the 76ers are going to play enough games to kind of be around that almost play-in type level. I don't think they make it past the play-in without Joel Embiid, in my personal opinion. I think you can trade Joel Embiid, bro. I think if you end up... Okay, let me put it like this. If there's any situation where you end up with the number 1 pick, I say you draft Cooper Flag, you trade Joel Embiid for younger pieces, and you build around Jared McCain, Tyrese Maxey, and Cooper Flag and start over. I think Philly fans need a fresh restart. Send Joel Embiid to, I don't know, whatever team he wants to go to. At this point, I don't know. But if he's not going to be able to play, we praised him for playing in the regular season. Now he's not even doing that. And on top of that, he hasn't really made a strive in the playoffs to go compete for a championship. So for me, I don't know, man. I'm kind of over the Philly era. And I think just like we've seen other teams reset, start over, they're in a perfect place, I feel like, where they can do that. So that's my thoughts. Just want to let y'all know that the Hawks did get the number 1 pick with like 0.1% odds. So you never know what you can get. So shout out to Philly. Shout out to Tyrese Maxey. And yeah. I'm going to say go Sixers. That's absolutely insane. Shout out to Maxey. Right. Go Maxey.
Yeah, perfect 2 minutes there, actually. And to just pick up where you left off, man, call me crazy. Houston's going to be calling for that one, if anything. I think, yeah. Call me crazy. It's my fault. Call me crazy, but Houston would be calling. But to kind of get off of that topic a little bit, I agree with y'all. I mean, look, Philadelphia is in a really rough spot at this time. I mean, They could really go in any direction. I don't want to go ahead and say blow it up because that would kind of be wasting everything that they literally just put together this season. I feel like they haven't given the squad really much run yet. So, you know what? Fine. Whatever. Give them another year. Fine. They had a rough start and they're kind of just there. Call me crazy. I agree with you with trading Joel Embiid, man, because it just seems like he doesn't give a shit. I mean, let's be real here. He does not care. You When did he come out and say that he was never going to play back-to-back games ever again in his career? Like, when was that? Like the beginning of this season or something?
It was like a few months ago.
Yeah. What? Why? Why wouldn't you want to strive to get better? Why wouldn't you ever want to return back? And I'll tell you why. Because he's lazy. He don't want to do nothing. I remember I saw a video of him at practice. He was literally doing handstands. Like, what?
Does that mean late? No.
I look, I get it means absolutely nothing. But like, god damn, why are you unavailable for the game? You seem fine. You seem okay. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of smoke hidden in the mirrors here. I don't know what's happening with Philadelphia. I just hope they find out what it is soon. 2 minutes collective thoughts.
Go ahead, Max.
I feel like, okay, I want to respond to something you said, Earl. If they got the number 1 pick this year, or let's say they got even like a top 3 pick.
Okay.
I'm thinking Golden State back in 2020 when they got the 2nd overall pick and they drafted James Wiseman instead of trading the pick. Now, obviously, they did go on to win a championship a few years later.
That's hilarious.
But that's not because of James. Like, respectfully, James Wiseman really did not do much to contribute to that championship. I feel like if Philly were to luck out and get a good pick in this draft, I feel like you would almost want to trade that pick to try and get a win now player or maybe get a collection of decent players so that you can put around Embiid, Maxey, and George and maximize this right now. Because right now, I think we can all agree, if Philly is healthy and playing up the standards, they are a championship contending team. So if you were to get a top pick, maybe you consider just trading that and saying, you know what, that's the catalyst that's going to put us over the hump. We're not going to make the mistake that Golden State did, which is use the pick, try and have like a weird dual timeline, reset things. Like, let's maximize the Joel Embiid, Paul George.
I'll say this though, Max. I'll add to
what are they going to get for it?
How much money? I think it's the complete opposite for me. Philly already made the win now move to build around Joel Embiid. They did that this season, and they can't stay healthy. So why not in a stacked draft class draft somebody who honestly got Ace Bailey, you got Harper, you have Cooper Flag as well. Like all 3 of those guys, I feel like they are really legit future NBA stars. So like last year.
And imagine putting Cooper Flag or Ace Bailey next to Tyrese Maxey. That would be a pretty good place to start.
Yeah,
for sure. But can you imagine what they could get if they said, "Yeah, we're going to trade the number 2 pick"? Can you imagine
how much money is the CBA going to allow going into that trade for it to actually be feasible for Philly to take it on? Like, it's not going to work.
Too,
With that, we got to stop, though. That is the end of our timer. Yeah. We did reach the 2-minute warning. Thank you guys so much for tuning in on this week. Be sure to hit us on Playback. We are now going to be doing our live podcast on Playback every week, Tuesdays and Fridays. We're going to be live on Playback. Every Thursday, we're going to keep this channel just to post our 2-minute drill topics. If you guys want to continue to stay in the loop, please go follow us at Playback in I think it's the Playoff LAL
link will be in the description.
Yeah, link will be in the description. Make sure Earl will put that there later. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate every single one of you. Please, if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Like this video. Hit the notifications button. Go on Playback and follow us. Go on Twitter and follow our new verified page. Go do all of that. Again, thank you every single one of you. Peace out.